Okay, hey guys, Anime West Review is going to be a review for Sachi-iro no One Room, Chapter 31. So, it starts off from where the last one ended, with Sachi pretty much saying to the Onisan or the Mister that they should kill themselves now, or like posing the question of should they do it now, because the detective guys are listening. And so, yeah, pretty much, the one freaks out and is like, kill themselves. We have to step in. So he tries to run off, but then Matsubase is like, hey. And so yeah, he goes into the room. Matsubase follows him, and he's like, they're not here. Or the partner says they're not here. I'm not sure which one. And Matsubase says, didn't you realize from the noises we heard they left a while ago? And so he's like, huh? Like, wait, what? And so yeah, he's like, we have to hurry. They said they were going to kill themselves. And then Matsubase is like silent, and he's like looking around, and then his partner says his name. And yeah, he's like, all according to plan. And so yeah, the partner's like, huh? And so they go through and look through the room pretty much, or he does, picks up one of their pictures, and is looking at him, and he's like, let's head back next door. And the partner's like, okay, and he's like, what's going on? And so then Matsubase is like, why would they leave without locking their door? It's a message, search all you want. And they saying about how they probably got hidden cameras set up, or a hidden camera set up. And it's like, because they want to see what exactly he's going to do. And so yeah, the partner's like, huh. And so Matsubase says, I've been thinking for a while now about how Sachi's mother acted the Katagiri case and the snack owner's testimony. And when you put all these pieces together, there's something that's off about Sachi's actions. So he says, in order to get to the bottom of this, I needed to know what kind of relationship Sachi has with her captor. Obviously, he doesn't say Sachi's name, but it's just XXX. So, don't know what her real name is. And so he's like, which is why he planted the bug. So, it was all for this. So he says, according to what we just heard, it's evident that XXX or Sachi isn't a mere victim, just as I predicted. It's true that with the bug, we had a chance of hearing their conversation. And yeah, but then his partner's like, but since they noticed, they became more cautious. And he's like, that's fine. And it's like, what? And so yeah, he says that he wasn't actually relying on the bug in the first place. It was way too obvious anyway. The objective of the bug was to make them aware of their existence. He says, and to let them know that we aren't the police. Because if they were the police, they wouldn't make any contact with the captor until they had proof. Moving next door to them, giving them a snack box with a bug in it, is a move that the police would never make. So if a third party that has an unknown motive appeared, it'd be odd, wouldn't it? So Matsubase says, or his partner says, so they ran away, haven't they? But he gets cut off, and Matsubase says, judging from all his past actions, the masked man is very cautious. Part of his escape plan, since he knows there's someone out there chasing him, he won't run right away. Because he doesn't know how many of them there are, how they found them, or why they're here. He also doesn't have enough information on them to make their next move. That's why he'll try to sniff us out. Why we're here and what we want with them. And so he's like, what we heard just now was probably a part of that. They said some words of interest to lure us into their room where they can monitor our actions with a hidden camera. So it's just as I've said before, they're wondering about our motives, while showing us their true relationship. So, yeah, then he sees the picture from earlier in the series where it's just her and him smiling. And he's like, they left it in their room. They ever so carefully prepared pictures to explain their relationship. We're together out of choice. And so, yeah, the guy is like freaking out, like, wait a minute. That's too much of a risk on their side. You normally wouldn't do that. And then, like, do this. Indeed, which means they're not normal. There's no telling what they would do if they deem us a threat. So he's telling him, like, to prepare himself, because if they deem us a threat, then there's no telling what they're going to try to do to us. And so he says, at any rate, since they've left this behind, it means our plan was a success. And he says, this picture is an invitation. They want to talk to us face to face. Right now, we're not a threat to them yet. And then, yeah, he notices that the noise changed and he hears the ocean. So he says, they're letting us hear the ocean waves. How nice of them. And Matsubase says, alright, let's head their way then. And the guy is, Yoshiro is like thinking, and he says, wait, I still don't understand. If they're together out of choice, then there's no need for them to run. So why are they sneaking and hiding? And then he's like, who knows? All we can do is guess the truth. I wouldn't know what's going through the mind of a stranger, which is quite true. And he's like, but be careful of what I just told you. And then he throws him his bag and says, don't ever let those two know. He's like, don't deny the facts and don't read too deeply into them either. Just accept the truth that appears before your eyes, because they most likely don't need someone to understand them. So he's pretty much saying, just whatever happens, take it as it is, pretty much. Like, don't look deeply, just go with the flow, kind of thing, I guess, something like that. And he says, we may not be a threat now, but there's still the possibility. Remember, we're not here to solve the case, we're here to find the truth. And that's not something we can do if we become a threat. So Matsubase is like, from what we heard so far, the most difficult one here might just be Triple X herself or Sachi herself. And so then go back to them, seeing batteries being dropped, because took it out of the device they were listening through, transceiver or whatever you call it. So you have Sachi being like, how's our room? And then Mr. says they entered for a bit but left right away. They took the picture. And then he says, the man who gave us the snack box and his partner, I remember passing by them in Tokyo. And then he like thinks of him or something, and then he's like silent, and he says, but for now it's just the two of them. And then I guess Sachi says, do you think they saw through that? Do you think they saw through our act? And it says, I don't know. You have her walking, and then she throws the transceiver like into the water or something. I guess out in the ocean, and she's like, I wonder what they want with us. And so she's like, he says it seems like they went out of their way to let us know that they weren't with the police, but by letting them hear our conversation and seeing our picture, I bet we got them in a panic thinking that we commit double suicide. And Mr. says, I think they're really going to come out here. Are you sure it'll be fine? Even if they aren't the police, they could still be working together. And Sachi says, I lured them here to confirm that. Besides, we're the only ones that would come out to the ocean at night during this season. If those two really are the new It's, then all we have to do is kill them. And she's saying that while smiling, which that's pretty disturbing. And so she's just like, let's have fun until they get here. So she's like splashing water at him. And yeah, that's chapter 31. So pretty much Matsubase and his partner have made their move, trying to figure out what exactly is going on between Sachi and the Mister. And so yeah, like some of the points that Matsubase brought up about how they really can't be being seen as the enemy right now, because once they're seen as a threat, then all their plans pretty much go down the drain, and they'll probably do some pretty crazy things to try to get rid of them. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, share the video, links down below to the Patreon as well as the Discord and all that stuff. And yeah, that's all I got for this one, so I'll be right back with the next reaction, or with the next video, because there's a lot of chapters out at the moment that I'm behind on. So yeah, later.